А, Сераптор зашел в этот? Там? Алло, да. Раз-два, раз-два. Давай. Да. Может, меня Тёма не замутал, да? Получается. Почему? О.
Oh God, I can hear my own voice. Screen, World Warship, go live. There we go. Can't change my settings from the training room. Ah! Okay, apparently we're going. Hello and welcome to this show match between the green team and the red team, because I haven't been given actual names for them or any instruction at all for that matter. So we're going to be seeing for the green team Ohio, Kremlin, Goliath, Nevsky, Stalingrad, Daring, Shimakaze, and Yuyang. The red team is going to be running Yamato, Kremlin, Salem, Moskva, Alexander Nevsky, Stalingrad, Daring, Marceau, and Yuyang. So nothing really spicy to talk about. Probably going to be seeing, a Yuyang heading over to smoke up that Nevsky on both sides. To be honest, that's going to be a double Nevsky in a smoke screen with that Yuyang most likely. Stalingrad probably going to be positioning anchoring somewhere. Goliath going to be used for a kiting force. Kremlin and Ohio both have the option of pushing should they need to. And that's about it for the green team. And then for the red team, Moscow going to be able to go for some quick caps. Moskva going to be anchoring somewhere useful for radar control over a cap. Yuyang going to be dropping a smoke screen for the Nevsky. Yamato going to be doing the long range sniping. Salem heading somewhere to farm something. Stalingrad again going to be static radar positioning. Daring is going to be a general destroyer. Park himself into a cap. Just using his concealment, hydro, and smoke screen and disengage if needed. And the Kremlin going to be used to push sometime probably as well. Taking a look at the initial deployments, we're going to see the Yuyang and Nevsky heading over to A for the green team. Kremlin going to be following up, and the second Nevsky also going to be joining that smoke screen, but got a really bad spawn, so he's going to take his time getting into that smoke screen. Daring diving straight into the big cap, backed up by the Stalingrad for a radar control. Ohio, Goliath, Shimakaze heading out at C, and an early radar coming out south of the B cap is going to be picking up the Daring in the B cap. There's a Marceau in position to take shots at him if necessary. Daring does get reset by the Stalingrad. More salvos coming in. More salvos coming in from all over the map. Daring gets forced out of the cap. Flo taking a little bit of chip damage. Will be able to heal a bit of that up. Gets himself unspotted and gets out of there. Back to the initial deployments. So Nevsky, Yu Yang, and Yamato are going to be heading to the A cap, going to be joining that Marceau, who took a very, very early aggressive play into the A cap. He's decided not to go into the A cap because he knows that he will be in range of several things. Salem, Kremlin, Daring heading over to the C cap, and Stalingrad and Moscow both going to be anchoring south of the B cap for the red team. A little bit of trading back and forth, nobody really taking too much punishment. Daring has dived into the C cap, going to be dodging in between all of these Shimakaze torpedoes. There's a beautiful widespread in there, widespread best spread. Rocketmaster shouldn't be taking widespread Shima torpedoes, as you can have a lot to answer himself for. The Marceau of Wargaming, please nerf range mod BB. He's going to be retreating from the A cap, doesn't want to get caught out in front of the Daring, Stalingrad, Yu Yang, Double Nevsky. The two Nevskys are slowly starting to group up. They might be able to get themselves into a smoke screen eventually. It's a very aggressive Marceau position between A and B. Probably quite easily punishable if they manage to like catch him in a radar in front of the Daring or anything like that. But he would have to go diving in front of the Moskva. B cap is taken by the Daring of the green team. Shimakaze and Daring both going to be blocking each other in the C cap. And that not very much happening. A little bit of trading back and forth between some of these Stalingrads and Moskvas. Both being farmed a little bit, but nothing too much so far. The Marceau of the red team has dived into the B cap, is going to eat a Stalingrad radar. Daring smokes up to take some shots at him. Cross shots coming from the Kremlin towards this Marceau on the B cap as well. Marceau with that high maneuverability is going to get unspotted. Stalingrad radar expires, and he should be able to take this cap relatively freely. The Daring would have to push quite deep into double radars to try and recontest that. And it's not something you want to be doing in front of a Marceau. Daring gets spotted by the Shimakaze in the C cap, decides to take a couple of shots at him, drops his smokescreen. Radar from the Moskva south of B cap. Just a protective radar to protect his Marceau, isn't going to be picking anything up. A cap, the Kremlin of Monoglides, has pushed himself into the cap. He's now being farmed by two Nevskys, but it's a Kremlin, so that might take... Actually, it's only a single Nevsky, so it might not go the best. There are also Yu Yang torpedoes coming towards the smoke screen of the Alexander Nevsky. And he's not very well angled. These could be a bit of a potential pain in the ass for him. Sat there firing his his rare guns. He does finally notice that the torpedoes are on the way. So that's accelerating out. These are Yu Yang torpedoes as well. If one of these catches him, that's going to hurt a lot. But he managed to just... Oh, they expire. Oh, he would have taken that. But no, those have expired. B cap, we see the Daring has gone diving in after the Marceau. Gets caught in a radar. He's going to get forced back out. Still some shells coming in. Daring down to half health. The Goliath at north of C cap also took a massive hit from something. Marceau in B cap having to dodge between some torpedoes. Gets away. Oh, no, he does take one. Just overturns and takes a torpedo on his stern. And now dives back out. It gets respotted. They're going to open up on the Stalingrad. This Marceau in B cap is definitely now taking big hits from the Stalingrad. Half health. Daring going to be opening up as well. Daring drops his smokescreen. Ohio takes salvos across at him. Marceau down to 2,000 health in the B cap, just running away slowly. Still spotted. Finally gets dark. Loses his engine. Shell's still coming in. Presses his damage control and limps away with 1260 HP. The Stalingrad pops his radar. Mosso manages to dodge that last salvo and gets dark once again. The Daring took a couple of pot shots, but those are aimed at a Mosso 12 kilometers away. It's going to be good luck getting anything onto him. ACAP, the Nevsky and Yuyang and Yamato forces had to retreat. The double Nevsky force, backed up by Yuyang, is going to push them out of there. The Kremlin is also there for support. Torpedoes heading towards the smoke screen at the ACAP aren't really going to pick up anything. They are being hydroed right now. Back over at the sea cap, the Shimakaze gets caught out by the Daring and the Salem. He managed to beach himself up against an island and just goes down. That was unfortunate. So the red team now has complete control over the sea cap. They have the Daring, Kremlin, and Salem going to be forcing everything further back, just trying to envelop them. Meanwhile, over at the A cap, the green team has taken complete control over that. They have forced back the Yuyang, Yamato, and Nevsky. B cap is now all that remains to be contested. And we should see some rather explosive brawling here. Nothing really getting spotted at the moment. Kremlin of Monoglides is going to push through the middle of the map and look for shots on the Moskva. The Nevskys are getting re-smoked at the A cap. There is more Yuyang torpedoes heading towards where that smoke screen is going to be. B cap is retaken by the green team with their Daring park himself just inside of that. Yamato shells coming towards the Stalingrad north of the B cap, looking to try and pen his bow. Doesn't really get anything on him. It is a Stalingrad. And it's also quite a long range. So the teams are now circling around this B cap, trying to get some positions in which they can hold radar control over it, try and slip one of the destroyers in, try and use that central island as a bit of cover. Points currently ticking in favor of the green team, but the red team did take an early point lead. The Kremlin farming the Yamato combined with the two Nevskys in the smoke screen. This Yamato needs to make a hasty retreat, but I think he's going to be permanently spotted. It's down to 25,000. Yamato of Monoglides is also down to 36,000 and being farmed by several ships. Daring dives into the B cap, could be backed up by the Stalingrad, who's turned himself around, and also the Kremlin of the red team as well. They're all going to be diving through, and that Stalingrad is now caught very broadside to a Stalingrad and a Kremlin north of B. Salvo's coming in towards the green Stalingrad. Oh, the Yamato of Blackadder in the red Yamato is going to go down. Just the combined firepower of the two Nevskys farming him. Stalingrad managed to get himself reversed back around his island. Nobody managed to punish him. Ship's now tied 1-1. The Salem for the red team has pushed up to a very interesting island, going to be looking to farm the Stalingrad from behind, and not really going to be giving much of an angle to the Ohio to protect that. So if the Stalingrad goes forward, he's now going to be caught out in front of both the Kremlin and the red Stalingrad. But it is a Stalingrad, is going to take a fair bit of time to farm it down. The green team's push out of A-cap is being stalled in front of the opposing Yuyang and Nevsky. But they did manage to farm down the Yamato, so once this next smoke screen goes down, they can begin farming the Moskva south of the B-cap. In fact, yeah, the Moskva is currently very much not having fun. He's burning a triple fire, no longer having access to that fire prevention commander skill after the commander rework. trying to reverse themselves as far back as possible to try and get out of the range of this farming smokescreen, but they are currently relentless. Down to 2,500 health. 1,600. Shell's still coming towards them. 800. 49 health. Stalingrad gets the crossfire in, but the Nevsky's take it. That's one radar they no longer have, helping keep control of the B. They do own the B cap. They have a Kremlin in the B cap, so you know it's quite hard to dislodge a Kremlin. Goliath going to be trying to make a YOLO play onto the Salem, and it's not going very well. Let's see if the Goliath has a super healer ready to go or not. He shoots AP at the broadside of the Salem, but it's Goliath AP. He doesn't have the best pen in the world. Pops his super heal, going for this YOLO. Goliath takes double fire from the Daring, but his super heal is still ticking. The Salem doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's trying to make this turn. There's a Stalingrad still in front of them. Devourer parks up behind the island, going to try and get a bit more of his heal going, wait for maybe a damage control, wait for the Salem to be distracted before he makes this play. The Salem going to continue farming the Stalingrad, so the Stalingrad's going to hope that this Goliath makes a play sooner rather than later. The red Yu-Yang managed to get spotted at some point and lost a large amount of his health. Daring torpedoes coming towards the Kremlin, who's trying to make his way out of the B cap to reinforce his team, might take one of those. Stalingrad and Goliath crossfire forming. If the Salem reverses too far, there's a Goliath waiting from the Stalingrad is currently trying to farm down his bow, along with help from the Ohio, who's pushed around the front. Kremlin north of B cap manages to dodge all of the torpedoes, gets away with that, and is now looking towards making a play onto the green Stalingrad. Devourer inching forward very slowly in the Goliath. Kremlin salvos straight up the stern of the Stalingrad. Takes him down. There's now a Daring in the B cap though. The Daring might regret his decision to be in there sooner rather than later. The red Daring will be blocking that cap. Back to the Salem and Goliath. The Goliath is now being farmed by the very low health Marceau. The Ohio goes for the bow of the Salem as well. Both these ships need, it's a race to see who can kill who first. Goliath gets the AP up the stern of the Salem. Salem's turret reloads, takes down the Goliath. Salem going to be alive with 1100 HP, and the Ohio not going to be in a position to finish him off for now. The Goliath needs to go forward and take down that 1000 health Salem. B-cap green Daring is going to start farming the Stalingrad of Monkey Enjoyer 2, along with a couple of other ships, because that's a lot of damage coming into him. Ohio does take down the Salem. South of B-cap, the Yu-Yang of Torres, the red Yu-Yang, manages to get caught in a double Nevsky radar. He's down to 1000 health and he's trying to get himself running away, trying to just wiggle between these shells as much as possible. He is supported by his own Nevsky, trying to put a bit of damage into those the green Nevskys. Red Yu-Yang wiggling. Wiggling like his life depends on it, because it really does. Gets out of the radar, doesn't go down. Second radar comes out to try and reacquire him, doesn't find him. Stalingrad, red Stalingrad of Monkey Enjoyer still being farmed down by the Daring, of the green Daring in the middle of the B cap. Crossfire coming in from the Ohio as well. Takes Stalingrad down to 10,000. Stalingrad pops his heal. Tries to heal through this. Kremlin takes a massive hit from being broadside to a Kremlin and Ohio at the same time, but the Kremlin shoots straight through the bow of the Ohio, or the superstructure. It takes him down. Kremlin going to be punished heavily for that, though. Down to 500 HP. 222 HP, but gets unspotted. It gets behind the island. He's going to be able to heal some of that back, hopefully. Nevsky's being forced to the J10 corner of the map by the double green Nevsky. The red Nevsky and Yu Yang are a lot lower than the green Yu Yang and Nevsky combination, so that fight should just be won. Another smoke screen comes out to try and smoke up the red Nevsky, try and get them disengaged, trying to survive as long as possible to have a crossfire formed to keep two of these ships occupied. Red Stalingrad still being farmed by the Daring. Kremlin pushes around, try to take him down. Red Daring going to be opening up on the Kremlin along with the red Marceau. Red Stalingrad pops his radar, catches the Kremlin and the Daring in the background, but the red Stalin goes down. Daring of the red team going to be trying to finish off this Kremlin before he gets another reload in. Red turret takes out 4k from the Daring. Kremlin goes down. We now have two Darings in the middle of the B cap, and not really much to support them. There's low health ships all over. The red team have 4 incredibly low health ships, but they are still up on points. They are at 900 points and still taking one of the caps. They're still blocking the B cap. Green Nevsky radar comes out, catches the Daring in the middle of the B cap, goes down. And now we have a 222 health Kremlin, a 1000 health Marceau, a 2000 health Yu Yang caught on the border in a radar, and a 16,000 health Nevsky also caught on the border. The border surfing comes in but isn't good enough. Green team take the point lead. There are now 4 incredibly low health ships, and I don't see a way back into this game for them. Yu Yang going to be opening up onto the red Kremlin. Takes him down. And now we go back to the red Nevsky at the bottom of the map in J10. Furthest he can possibly get from anywhere useful because he's been zoned out so hard by the green Nevsky, and goes down. Both Nevskys going to be taking him down, sorry. And now we just have a lonely Marceau. The Marceau dives out in front of the Daring, going to be trying valiantly to take him down, but he's only got 1000 health left. The Daring has a lot more health, but the Marceau's DPM isn't something to sneeze at. But it's not going to be enough, and the green team will take game 1. And this is where I alt-tab and look to see what everybody's said of me. Literally nothing. Good, okay. Yes. Is my training room chat working? Yeah, okay. Doodle-doo. Imagine not having flags mounted. Look, I want a good detonation. I want to test how good the replays are, whether the replays can catch a ship detonating. Alright, stretch. Everybody have a little stretch. Everybody stretch. Northern waters. I need a shiv. It's weird because this isn't my stream, so I'm not used to talking to myself. Right. Hello and welcome to Game 2 of this show match between Weebs in and Weebs out. I'm not sure which team's Weebs in and which team's Weebs out, so we'll just run down the team lineups as green and red. So, green team, going to be running Montana, Kremlin, Salem, Napoli, Moskva, Gearing, Moscow. The red team's going to be running Ohio, Yamato, Des Moines, Double Nevsky, Stalingrad, Gearing, Moscow, and Radnaев. So the Montana probably going to be using some sort of kiting position, not the best at pushing with this double front layout, double rear. Kremlin going to be definitely used for pushing. Salem going to be used for hanging back and farming. Napoli going to be used for just refusing to die, also has the bonus of its smokescreen. And SAP secondary is not really what you're going to be using it. Double Moskva going to be used in static positions, going to be radaring, hoping for cap control. Gearing going to be used for a smokescreen and its long range torpedoes. And the double Moscow going to be used for their high mobility and high firepower. Ohio going to be used for its ability to push and tank. Yamato going to be used for its long range accuracy and overmatch. Des Moines going to be used for radar control, along with the double Nevsky's going to be used to farm. Stalingrad going to be used for its static radar control as well. And the Gearing again going to be used for its smoke screen and torpedoes. Radnaев going to be used for its high DPM and radar. And the Moscow going to be used for its speed and firepower as well. So the Radnaев is going to be heading towards the B cap very early, and he might run into the Moscow. We are going to take a look at the initial deployments quickly and hope that this doesn't run in. So Moscow's going to be heading towards the A cap for the green team, backed up by Moskva, Montana, and Napoli. Kremlin going to be diving towards the B cap, but we have an engagement already. The Moscow is going to be fighting against the Radnaев. Radnaев going to be staying broadside and just T-posing on the enemy Moscow because he literally just can't pen that belt. Crossfire coming in from both teams to try and back up their destroyers. Both destroyers have turned out, decided they don't want to fight to the death unless they have to. And the Moscow going to be taking the better of that trade now. The Radnaев is taking a bit more firepower from the combined forces. He will be able to heal some of that back, but the Radnaев has definitely lost this trade heavily. Got the early jump, but the DPM just came in from his team and turned that. Moscow in the A cap is going to be fighting the other Moscow in the A cap. We have a little engagement there as well. And with the Moscow engagement, whichever one gets caught bow in loses. Both of them going to be turned out and kiting away, trading a little bit of HP. We haven't even had a chance to go for these initial deployments. We got fighting already. Back to the initial deployments. So, over at the A cap for the green team, we have the Moscow, the Moskva, the Napoli, and the Montana. The B cap is still going to be contested by this single Moscow, along with a Moskva backing up for radar and a Kremlin behind it. And then over at the C cap, we have the Gearing and the Salem. For the red team, we have a Moscow, Des Moines, Stalingrad, and Yamato over the A cap. B cap is going to be solo manned by the Radnaев. and the C cap will be manned by Gearing, double Nevsky, and the Ohio. The Gearing will be able to provide a long smoke stream for those two Nevskys. At the minute, we have a bit of trading back and forth over at the A cap. The C cap has been taken by the red team, and the B cap is once again going to be a fight breaking out with the Ragnar and the Marceau going to be trying to engage against each other. The Ragnar pops his radar, but the Marceau just says no and leaves. So the fight didn't quite break out. He needs to be very careful that crossfire doesn't come in, because once again, we saw how much focus fire came in from the green team against that Ragnar last time it was spotted. Seems to be getting away with it this time, though. Or at the C cap, it looks like the Gearing is going to be linking up with his two Nevskys and going to be dropping a smoke screen for them. They're going to be trying to farm down this Salem, but he has his own smoke screen from the Gearing. The problem is he's overshot it, and he's now spotted in front of two Nevskys, and he has no way to disengage here because of where the Ohio is currently positioned. Radar comes out from one. The Nevsky is going to be reacquiring the Salem. They don't have any way to potentially farm them just yet. Oh, they found an angle to lob. The Salem pops his own radar and will catch the Gearing on the 10 line. However, the Salem's radar is only 8.5 kilometers, and we can see that the Salem is just outside of it. Both Nevskys forced to turn back because they've overextended and they are well within the bloom range. However, they did catch the green Gearing, who goes down. I'm not sure about that one. He just overextended into the active radars of the Nevsky, which the Salem should have been able to warn him about. Pretty unfortunate, and that leaves the Salem pretty much on his own for now, unless the Moskva and Kremlin get into a position to back them up rapidly. Back at the A cap, we have seen that there is a Des Moines and a Napoli have managed to lodge themselves behind this island. The Napoli used his own smokescreen to get there, however he is in range of the Hydra from the Des Moines, so the Stalingrad decides to see if he can get some fire going. Now the advantage of the Napoli in this situation is it has a turtle back at point blank range, it also has torpedoes, so if he wants to at some point try and make a trade with the Des Moines, Gearing torpedoes the Salem, so that Salem in front of the two Nevskys just ate tops. You know, he was left alone, goes down. Hopefully we get a replay of that. But that leaves a 5-ship to 2 advantage on the C cap for the red team, so they'll be rotating forces over the B cap. Meanwhile, the A flank for the red team, there's 4 ships have been holding off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. Marceau going to be slipping himself into the A cap for the green team. The red Marceau not quite in a position to stop this, and the Marceau is currently just on the border of this Des Moines radar range. Knows that he's permanently spotted, knows that there must be something here. Red Marceau looking to be potentially considering making a play, or at least trying to free up the Des Moines. Red Marceau will spot the green Marceau on the 1 line, so we will be having another Marceau trade. Crossfire comes in from the Moskva from the green team as well to try and help out. But the green Marceau definitely takes the worst of that trade. No torpedo is going to be flighted. B cap, the Ragnar is going to be sneaking himself in, trying to get that contested. A cap torpedoes coming in from the Marceau, going to be all expiring just before the Marceau and Des Moines combination. Radar comes out south of the A cap, will be catching the green Marceau and just making him retreat. However, it will also catch the Napoli and the Marceau on that 1-line island. Marceau gets torpedoed by a Marceau. I might have missed that one. I have no idea why that happened, because I'm blind. It's fine. So, Ragnar took the B cap. Moskva, above the B cap, pops his radar and will find where that Ragnar is. The Marceau for the green team was also going to be looking for shots, but not going to be able to find anything on him. At the moment, we're at a bit of a standstill waiting for a play to happen. currently we have the Red Des Moines contesting both the Napoli and the Marceau. The Des Moines Hydro has ended, I think, so he's now going to be able to get himself... The Marceau's going to be able to make a run for it, or make a dive should he so choose. The Napoli is caught kind of broadside to the Stalingrad and the Yamato. He needs to be careful about how he's tanking. Yeah, we see the Des Moines Hydro is currently up. That must have just been repopped now. So the Marceau for the green team gets caught in that. Oh, there's a fight happening in the B cap. Yeah, so the Marceau decided to dive the Ragnar, and won. However, he is also currently burning a permafire and goes down as well. I need to stop staring at this one line. No, back to the one-line island, because the Napoli has decided to venture forth into the Yamato, into the Stalingrad. He looks to be trying to go for a torpedo rush on the Des Moines, but he no longer has the health for it. But round the back at the same time, the Green Marceau is also going to be going. So this red Des Moines is definitely caught in a torpedo soup sandwich. Marceau going to be opening up with AP up the stern. Des Moines going to be getting rammed by the Napoli. So the 1-for-1 trade there. Marceau going to be taking salvos from both the Stalingrad and the Yamato. Down to 34 health, still firing his guns. Going to stay spotted. Yamato with its final turret coming out will take that Marceau down, which leaves Moskva Montana versus Yamato Stalingrad on that flank. But over at B, we see a lot of ships now being encircled. We have the Ohio, Nevsky, Gearing, and Nevsky all going to be surrounding this Kremlin and Moskva combination. Ship advantage and cap advantage heavily in favor of the red team. Yamato takes down the Moskva. And that was a lot of broadside he was given right there. Should definitely be expected. There's now 3 ships remaining for the green team versus 6 ships for the red team, and this is probably not going to go very well for them. Ohio and Kremlin are about to have a duel. The Ohio is, nicely angled. The Kremlin is relatively broadside. However, the Ohio is reversing to give a bit more broadside to try and get his front turrets off at the Moskva. The front turrets doing a massive number on the Moskva, taking half his health. And the Kremlin getting a bit of damage in return, but nothing compared to it. So rear turrets come off. Dev strike that Moskva. So that leaves a very low health Montana and a relatively low health Kremlin. Half health. If you combine them together, we can make like a full health battleship. We'll call it the Kremtana. Or the Monlin. We'll call it the Monlin. Kremlin gets a good salvo at the Ohio. Kremlin takes the Kremlin's broadside down. Stalingrad pops a radar. We're going to be fighting the Montana, who was definitely spotted already. And everything's going to be trying to work out and finish off this Montana in the A cap. Or he might just get a solo warrior. Solo warrior versus 6 ships? Definitely good. Never mind, he's dead. A. B. Hang on a second. Give me a second. Give me. And if it goes up. But. but yeah, well. Yeah. Do we have another game, or I don't know? Am I just like? I'll just talk here. It's like, can I get a feed from Pete's, please? Somewhere, maybe. Oh. I want to try setting up my second monitor. Thank you. Watch stream. How do I pop this out? Ooh, flashy replay. Cool. Right. How do I pop this out? Pop out. Boom. Right. And then this goes on my right monitor, and then I just hope to casually catch a glimpse of something happening over there. Wonderful. Wait, should I use the YouTube stream? No, I'll just use the St. Pete's ones there, like on the channel. Right, stay on top. Yes. Hide side panel. How do I hide the panel? As long as I can catch like as long as I can catch it out the corner of my eye, it's fine. Look at this beautiful replay. There's a ship shooting at something. It's a red ship, and it's fighting something. Some lovely B-roll. Like, look, the B-roll is fantastic. I love it. Like, this is great for, like, post-match talking and stuff. I love it. Also, the camera angles are, like, getting a lot better, I think. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Ah, that's where the torpedoes were. Okay. Okay, you caught that, I didn't. That's nice. Right. Switch math to Warriors Path. Yes, we are. We're on Warriors Path. Great. Okay. How's it? You put your weebs go in, your weebs go out. Weebs in, weebs out. Weebs shake it all about. I don't fucking know. Right, so... What is that? Hello and welcome to Game 3 of this show match between Weebs in and Weebs out. So we're going to Weebs shake it all about after this game. Currently on the green team, we're going to be running a Republic, a Golden Leo, a Zhao, a Marceau, and a Ragnar. So 5 DDs and a Ragnar. Yeah, that's going to be explosive. Good luck, camera team. I believe in you. And on the red team, we're going to be seeing Yamato, Kremlin, Des Moines, Salem, Venezia, Zhao, Moskva, Gearing, and Ragnar. So, let's quickly go over what these ships are going to do. The Republic is going to be a battleship. The Golden Leo is going to not be a battleship. They're going to be running a single battleship in this composition. They're also going to be running a Zhao, which is going to probably explode. And then they're going to be running 5 Marceaus to run around and farm things, and a Ragnar to radar things. Slightly more standard composition on the red team. A Yamato going to be doing its long-range sniping. A Kremlin going to be getting up close and personal with a bit of brawling and just that general, just look at me, I don't die, I'm a Kremlin. Salem is going to be doing a bit of farming. Venezia is going to have a field day. The Venezia is going to see all of those little destroyers and think, I'm going to shoot you. Zhao is also going to be... Zhao, unironically, this is actually the one game where Zhao might not be the worst thing in the world. He only has to deal with a Republic that overmatches him everywhere. But other than that, he's going to have so much fun shooting at these Marceaus. Moskva going to be static somewhere looking for radar control. The Gearing going to be able to drop a smoke screen for his friendly Salem somewhere. And the Ragnar will be providing his own little short-range radar support. So, taking a look at the initial deployments, green team going to be sending over 2 Marceaus to the A cap. A Zhao is going to be up in support along with the Republic. And then over at the C cap, they're going to be sending a Ragnar, Golden Leo, and a triple Marceau blob. The red team is going to be sending their Zhao, Gearing, and Des Moines over at the A cap. A Yamato is going to be up, backing them up. And then over at the C cap, it looks to be a Kremlin, Venezia, Ragnar, or Moskva with a Salem heading towards the big cap. Now, back over at the A cap, we do see that the Marceau has dived into the A cap. He's going to be backed up by his second Marceau, and they will be finding probably the Zhao, Des Moines, and Gearing relatively soon. But the Gearing's in a nice little position, so he can drop a smoke stream for that Des Moines whenever he wants, pop that radar for the Des Moines, and catch out some of these Marceaus. They will be able to use that island to their advantage, so we'll have to see how that goes and what damage they can get done during this radar duration, along with that Zhao in support. The Zhao was spotted by the Marceaus, so they know he's there. Republic shells coming in towards that Zhao. Not going to be doing very much. So the 2 Marceaus playing relatively passive here. They know that they know that people know they're there. The Gearing doesn't want to go diving into it. The Des Moines is currently spotted. The C cap, the Marceaus have begun farming a Moskva. 3 Marceaus all opening up on this one Moskva. He was currently in a world of hurt. He is being backed up by his Ragnar, but I don't think you want to be taking that fight if you're that. This Moskva is going to be hitting the S key as hard as he possibly can. Does manage to get dark behind the island, but those Marceaus won't have to move too far to reacquire that target. There we go, he gets respotted. I expect to see the farming coming back in any moment now. Moskva, with no longer access to fire prevention, will take a lot of damage from 3 Marceaus raining down shells. He lost half his health already. The Marceaus, in return, lost a little bit of health combined between 2 of them. Other than that, nothing at all. A-cap is being completely abandoned by the red team. They've fallen back as far as they can, so all the action is going to stay over here on the C-cap. Other than that, it's all quiet on the Western Front. We're just waiting for the next re-engagement. Gearing torpedoes coming in towards... Actually, those might be Venezia torpedoes coming in towards the Marceau blob. Nothing going to land. But back to just analysing the map control for a second. A and C cap completely owned by the green team. B cap completely uncontested. It looks like the Salem will go diving in. See if he can get something done. So the Salem's going to be parking himself up at this rock behind the B cap. Needs to be very careful because there are potentially 5 Marceaux on the map who could be coming in to rush him at any given moment. And one of the Marceaux is going to be heading over there from the A cap to the B cap. Should be able to acquire him. There will be a golden lure in there to airstrike that Salem. I'm not sure how much he will do with that damage, but you know, it might happen. That'll be a nice little replay for the St. Pete's team. Just a lovely airstrike. C-Cap, the Marceaux have taken a defensive posture. They are not looking to fight unless they have to. The Moskva has hidden himself behind the island. Doesn't really want to engage them. Radnaев might push in, but... well, he does have the Venezia in support of him, but the Marceaux will see that salvo coming and be able to just angle quite happily with them. Oh, it's a Marceau and a Radnaев. So, back to the B cap, we see some of these Marceaux are indeed going to be heading towards the Salem. The Salem pops his radar. We'll see all 3 of these ships. The Marceaux have decided to stop on their tracks. He did also spot the 3rd Marceau coming in from the A side. Monkey Enjoyer 2 in his Salem is now thinking, ah, I might be in danger. That's a... So, when you see 3 Marceaux in front of you, all like in different ranges, he knows as soon as that radar goes down and he doesn't know where any of them are anymore, he's probably about to be rushed by all 3 of them at the same time. Back at the A cap, there is some action going on. The gearing has been spotted in front of one of the Marceaux. Des Moines has came up to support him from next to him. And there's not really much to prevent this Des Moines just walking towards that Radnaев and reacquiring control. There are some torpedoes coming out towards him, but those should be spotted by the gearing and deftly avoided. Shot coming in from the Republique towards the bow of the Des Moines. But the French battleships do suffer with their dispersion. Back into the B cap, we see the Marceau rush is coming towards the Salem. They have rounded the corner, but unfortunately the Salem has now been supported by the Kremlin. However, the Marceaux might be able to just get a double strike out of this. Salvo comes in from the Kremlin, salvo comes in from the Salem. Don't take the Marceau down just yet. 1 set of torpedoes has been launched so far, out of potentially 8 available. One of the torpedo sets goes towards the Kremlin. 6 torpedoes going to land. The second Marceau is going to drop his torpedoes. There's another 6 torpedoes. And he also gets all of his torpedoes off on the Salem as well. The Salem goes down. The Kremlin does not. The Kremlin still has 4,000 health remaining. The Marceau also going to have 4,000 health of his own. This gunfight is going to be engaged. The Kremlin pops his heel. Can this Marceau gun down the remaining health points of this Kremlin before he gets a reload off? Down to 2,000. Reload comes off. Kremlin takes down the Marceau and marshals himself into the B cap. C cap was taken by the Venezia, Moskva, and Radnaев in the meantime for the red team. Back over at the A cap, there looks to be some torpedoes coming in towards this Des Moines smokescreen. From 2 Marceaux actually. The first set gets dodged by the gearing. Republique shoots the Kremlin. Snipes him from across the map in the B cap. A cap radar comes out from the Des Moines, going to be catching both Marceaux. He knows exactly where both of them are now. Des Moines dodging between some torpedoes in the meantime. There we see the replay of the Republique shot onto that Kremlin. Marceau torpedo is going to be heading towards this Des Moines, who I don't think is going to be extending far enough for them to be a threat. The gearing is going to try and get herself into that A cap. C cap, the Golden Lou looks to be trying to consider making a play onto the Moskva. The bombs came out. I think he got a fire. Bombs didn't land on the Moskva. They were overled. Moskva currently being farmed by both the Radnaев and the Marceau and the Golden Lou. I don't think he can get away. Salvo comes in from the Golden Lou up the stern of the Moskva looking for the superstructure pens. Doesn't quite get anything. Ragnar got himself out of range. He no longer has shots. Marceau still does have shots, though. Moscow takes a shot back at the Marceau. Still doesn't go down on 12,000 health. This should be a kill, right? Just land a couple of shells, get him on fire. Moskva turns away. Golden Lou reload comes out. HE this time will take him down. The Ragnar has found the Republic in the middle of B. Republic salvo comes out, but that acceleration from the Ragnar, using that 35% speed boost, just dodges out of the way of most of the shells. The Kremlin's second turret, however, does do some damage. But the Ragnar's just going to sit here and just flex in front of the Republic. He's like, you can't hit me. You can't hit me. And the Venezia decides, actually, I'm taking this kill. Thank you very much. Back at the A cap, I think the Marceau just took a big hit from the Des Moines. Zhao going to be working down the bow of the Des Moines, but the gearing is going to be dropping a smoke stream for him to be able to advance up to safely and not be spotted. Needs to be very careful of those torpedoes that are coming towards where that smoke screen is just being dropped, though. Hydro not running right now, but the Sixth Sense, knowing where that Marceau is, he's expecting those torps. However, there's a second set of torpedoes coming in from the Zhao as well, so there's a big cross torp happening towards that smoke stream, which the Des Moines isn't going to be in, but those torps have expired. Des Moines is now contesting the A cap. Yamato is pushing up to support him. Yamato is also going to be sending salvos into the B cap, where there is a Marceau currently farming the Venezia. The Venezia salvo comes out, takes down the Marceau. You don't want to be giving that much broadside to a Venezia in your Marceau. Ragnar will now be taking the B cap. C cap, the Golden Lou, is still pushing through, though. It looks to be trying to catch the stern of the Venezia. He gets a bomb kill. There we go. First bomb kill we've seen. So that leaves the C cap in the hands of the green team. The A cap is now being taken, and also the B cap is now being taken by the red team. Green will be pushing up their Marceau, Golden Lou, and Ragnar and trying to make a catch on the red Ragnar. But the red team will be forcing their fleet as rapidly as possible through the A cap to try and catch the Zhao and Marceau, maybe convert some kills before the final engagement will be moving up the B cap in the late game. Can they take down this Marceau in the meantime, though? Some lovely picture-in-picture action going on there. Marceau gets unspotted. Ragnar at north of the B cap does get taken down. The fight happened. That's a bit unfortunate because the red Ragnar can now just leave and not have to fight the Golden Lou and the Marceau. The floating points, that is that Ragnar, just leaves the B cap now. He doesn't need it. Or he is not, it's not worth risking his life for. Torpedoes come towards the Zhao on the one line. Gonna be dodged between the first set. The second set also just going to be dodged between it as well. Red team now owns the A cap, green team now owns the C cap. There we see a replay of that Ragnar fight. Just coming in with a little less health. Doesn't manage to take him down. Doesn't manage to get that trade off. Golden Lou and Marceau will be entering the B cap. Just gonna take that, get those points ticking. Zhao and Des Moines not gonna be close enough to deny that. Though the green Zhao is gonna be a mild pain coming up the stern of all of these ships. The Yamato wants to kite away. They want to rotate all their forces towards this B cap for this fight. But the Zhao is just going to sit there and snipe away at them and just burn them and burn them and burn them and just be a general annoyance. Ragnar of the red team next to the B cap going to be opening up on the Golden Lou. The Golden Lou is going to be sending out all of his bombs. But this is a Ragnar, right? You shouldn't be able to land planes on that. Yeah, the airstrike just misses. The Ragnar going to be reversing that engine of that Ragnar with that speed boost, able to dodge a lot of shells and a lot of bombs. Marceau going to be opening him as well. They're all going to be trying to take him down. The Golden Lou does take down the Ragnar. He doesn't manage to dodge those shells. B cap and C cap now firmly in control of the green team, and now they have this surround going on. The Marceau and the Zhao and the Golden Lou and the second Marceau all going to be surrounding the red team. However, red team going to be popping their radar, going to be trying to see if they can make a pick onto that low health Marceau. 2,000 health and running away. The gearing might even want to open up at this point. Marceau trying to farm down that Yamato. But they're actually going for the second Mosso. They're going for the green Mosso in the B cap, who is about to beach, potentially? No, Expert, he wiggles around, but he takes a lot of damage because he didn't have that maneuverability available with the island being there. Dropped his torpedoes out towards the Des Moines. Also gets behind the island. But he's still not spotted because he is still in range of the Zao. Oh no, he's still in range of the radar. That's it. The second Mosso at the north has found the gearing, but the Des Moines' shells have found the Mosso. But he did trade with the gearing. So we're now down with 3v3. We have Golden Lou, Zao, and Mosso versus Yamato, Des Moines, and Zao. This could go either way. The caps are still ticking in favor of B. The points are definitely there. But they've managed to get their Des Moines into the B cap, who's now blocking that one. Golden Lou Hydra will pick up the Des Moines. They do know where he is. Torpedoes is coming out towards the Golden Lou from the Zao. Shells coming in from the Mosso and the Golden Lou. Look to be trying to pick up the Zao. Zao pops his spotter plane to try and get some last minute intel if his ship does go down. He can still have that spotting. Salvo's still coming in towards the Zao. Zao goes down, but the Des Moines is now pushing around between the Mosso and the Golden Lou. He has a Yamato in support, but which way does the Des Moines want to go? Which way are his guns aimed? His guns aren't aimed at either of them in particular. Golden Lou bombs come in. Hydra will see the Mosso. He's going to be trying to aim his guns for that Mosso before it YOLOs him. AP out from the Mosso onto the Des Moines. The Mosso just going to be using this island to his advantage, trying to lob that while the Des Moines can't. Yamato's going to be barreling towards that B cap to try and make a play happen. We have a tense little standoff here. Zao for the green team has got himself into the A cap. Going to be taking those points soon as well. And this leaves the red team in a very awkward situation. Their Des Moines is pinned right now. He can't make a play because the Mosso will trade with him, and that would leave the Yamato alone against both the Golden Lou and Zao. So they're trying to get the Yamato into position to push towards this Golden Lou and make something happen there. And the Golden Lou knows that he just needs to bait long enough. Oh, the Zao crossfire coming in onto the broadside of the Des Moines. Launches the AP. Doesn't quite get anything. The Des Moines going for the YOLO play. He finds the stern of the Golden Lou, looking for the angle. The bombs come out from the Golden Lou. Don't do quite a lot, actually, to the Des Moines. Torpedoes come out from the Mosso. Crossfire coming in from the Zao as well. The torpedoes, the Zao's turning across, no, the Des Moines turning across the Mosso torpedoes, but he's going to get back. Yamato and the Golden Lou, the Yamato's going to be looking for the overmatch onto the Golden Lou's bow. Zao going to be opening up from there, trying to get some fires burning. A massive hit from the Golden Lou, finding the Yamato's cheek, but doesn't take him down. Yamato tried to reload as rapidly as possible, get one of those guns up to try and kill this Golden Lou. He has no torpedoes. The reload comes in from the Golden Lou, doesn't quite take him down, takes him down with a second salvo, and this just leaves a Des Moines currently between the Golden Lou and the Mosso, but it's a 3 versus 1 right now, with that Zao in for support as well. Des Moines is going to be looking for the Golden Lou. But his turrets aren't currently turned because he was looking out for the Mosso. He's now angled to the Golden Lou, so it won't be anything too devastating. He gets one turret on the Golden Lou, 2,000 health and ticking. The Golden Lou bombs come out once again. Golden Lou takes a fire, and the game ends. He doesn't manage to get the kill. Points tick in favor, and the green team will take it. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. I don't know which team won, but we got some lovely replays going on right now. In other news, I have no idea how it. In other news, I have no idea how to pronounce Golden Lou. What, am I done now? I'm done. Can I disconnect? I probably can disconnect. It's fine. Nobody tells me anything. Yeah, yeah, okay. Woo. Right, disconnect.